Number 37. One thing that Japan and the US face in common is an aging population. This is because of falling birth rates and better medical care. The aged in Japan now make up about 11% of the population, but this figure will rise to 25% by the year 2025, 7 percentage points higher than in the US. To care for the aged, both Japan and America will have to deal with higher costs for health care and pensions. This will be a burden on younger workers with respect to taxes and so forth. Japan will be shorter of labor than the US, for America takes in a large number of immigrants each year. Japan may also be compelled to accept plenty of foreign workers. As Japan becomes an aging society, it will have to make new choices. Will Japan move in the direction of a European-style welfare country? Who is it that will look after the aged? Who in the world will be in charge of the hospitals and nursing homes for the aged? As for healthcare and pensions, Japan now spends about 41% of its national income on them. Some economists say that this figure will amount to 60% or higher by the year 2020. This will do serious damage to the nation's economy. Above all, it will put pressure on the private savings which were used in the past for economic investment.
Number 38. When young, we are in good health and free from care, but we have little experience of the world to act on, and we know almost nothing. As the saying goes, ignorance is bliss. When we are old, we know more about life. However, we no longer have the energy to make use of that knowledge to the full, and can't take a chance to do anything. In youth, we are full of hopes and ideals. In old age, we have learned by bitter experience that all our efforts, no matter how successful they may be, are in the end meaningless. Death is the only reality. We have a proverb in regard to this process of being born, growing up, and reaching a ripe old age. If youth only knew, if age only could. This proverb points out the two essential weaknesses of our human condition. In youth, we are ignorant of the world, and in old age, we are short of the physical strength to put all our knowledge to use. This is the sad irony of human existence. Life doesn't always consist of only pain and bitter disillusion. If it did, life would not be worth living. We learn wisdom from our errors. It is only by making mistakes that we can really know how to live correctly.
Number 39. When it comes to a sense of humor, we are inclined to associate the phrase with Englishmen all the time, though not all Englishmen are gifted with a sense of humor in reality. Like a sense of humor, sportsmanship is an English ideal, though not all Englishmen live up to it. Not a few modern sports are derived from British invention. For example, boxing, rugby, soccer, hockey, tennis, and so on originated in Britain and were given rules by the British. Sport rests on rules, and sportsmanship is based on the ability to practice a sport in obedience to its rules. The ideal of sportsmanship goes so far as to be applied to life in practice. This accounts for the fact a lot of sporting terms are used in ordinary speech. To take boxing alone, a wise and impressive criticism is said to be straight from the shoulder, while an unfair one is said to hit below the belt. One of the most important rules of life is, never hit a man when he's down. In other words, never take advantage of another's misfortune or attack a person who has given way.